everyone, I'm Steve, and this is Base Reality. And today is Affirmation Sunday, and this is an opportunity each week to do some affirmations and to really connect within to our heart center, to our love, to our inner strength. Because there's a lot that's going on in the world right now. There's a lot of temptations going around. There's a lot of people throwing rocks at each other. There's a lot of just people venting and projecting and people are, I've been talking to some people that are actually a little intimidated to go out and kind of live their life because they feel like they're going to run into crazy people and have to deal with a lot of bad behavior. And really, if you're staying in your peace, and that's what these affirmations are about, is creating a higher frequency within you so that when you're going out into your world, because you never really leave your world, you're only ever experiencing yourself. As I've said in these other videos, that you're sort of in this quantum bubble, and there's all these bubbles that make up the collective consciousness, but no one can hop from bubble to bubble. And so they can try to trick you, and I'll be doing a video about that probably on Tuesday, and hopefully we'll try to make it pretty fun and entertaining, but it'll talk about the idea of trying to get temptations, try to from people in one bubble to try to influence someone in another bubble to create problems inside their bubble. And that's really all people can do, is they can just influence you. They can trick you. And so I kind of came up with a list of some things that may come up as you're going through your day, and to help you to be in your peace, to stay in your peace, to stay in your strength, to stay in your heart while you're going out into the world, into your world, so that if anything comes up, you have the tools, the knowledge to really address any negativity that comes up. One of the most important things that I use as a rule of thumb when I went through my Crucial Conversations class, and it's based on a book, Crucial Conversations, and it's a great book if you ever get a chance to read it, or at least just look it up online and look at the steps for Crucial Conversations. And really what Crucial Conversations is just when things get really heated. When you're in a discussion with somebody else and things start to go south, these are techniques that keep the situation safe and productive, so and respectful for both parties, so that you can actually get through the conversation and find a solution. There's always a win-win solution in everything. But the ego tries to think, oh, we have to fight, we need to go to war, we need to dominate, we need to control. And that's how it's been for thousands of years on this earth plane. So this is a way to start coming together, bringing unity on the planet, and to empower yourself to know that no matter what situation you find yourself in, that you are able to stay in your peace. And one of the key parts of the Crucial Conversation is just to state the facts, just to really understand what the person is really trying to say, and to listen to them, and then just repeat it back factually, and just say, well, this is what I understand you're saying. And then you can say, well, this is where I'm coming from too. And again, just stating facts. This is, the things that I was thinking about, and when you just bring it in there where both sides can be heard, you'll see an immediate de-escalation of those energies and the ability to really truly get to a solution. Like I said, a win-win solution, something that's productive, something that you both can agree on, and or at least agree on to the point where you can take a step forward with each other. So one of the things that may come up is So here are the statements that I came up with, and one of the statements is, as you're going through your day, you may have people that comment, "You're a clueless idiot." And so that's may come up if you're just asking questions or if you're not seeing their way, of like if they're wanting to bash somebody, or if you're just asking innocent questions about something. If people are getting upset or whatever, you can just say, from the clueless idiot thing, you can just say, yeah, there's a lot I don't know. But I ask questions. I am innocent, I'm curious, and I'm always open up for a friendly discussion. And again, you don't attack them back. You just you're just again stating facts and just staying in your peace. And then you can kind of de escalate them. If they're being triggered because you're not agreeing with them, or because you're not, haven't you been reading the news? What do you mean you don't want, to take the vaccine? What do you mean, you don't want your kids, with this DEI project going on in the schools? You can just say, well, I'm curious. I'm trying to learn more about, because you're seeing a lot of people jumping to conclusions these days. And even I've seen some people being interviewed that are at rallies or protests, and they'll say, "What are you protesting?" And people will actually say, "I'm not really sure." Or if they say, "Well, we're protesting this," they can say, "Well, what does that mean? What are your ideas?" And people will just kind of look like a deer in the headlights. They really don't know. And there's just this tendency in our society to pretend like And so a lot of people will put on a front, will put on that fake it kind of till you make it, or try to pretend like they're, informed and all this kind of stuff. And that's why you see a lot of screaming, a lot of anger, is because really they don't know. And it's okay not to know. The second one is, you don't have what it takes to succeed. And so this is a common one where, especially in cancel culture, where people, whenever you start seeing people starting to succeed, to do better in their life, you may actually have people around you that try to break you down. Because as you start to lift yourself up, they may see themselves as lower than they were before. And so they may be trying to grab you to pull you back down. So, and this is, and you can use that to uplift them, but you can just simply say to things like that, "I may not always succeed," or these are things that you can just think too. So you're not triggered, so that you don't feel bad. You don't feel your feelings are hurt. You can just say, "I may not always succeed my first time out, but I am strong and I believe in myself and I'll never give up. And I may course correct. I may streamline myself. I may change my mind as I get more data in." That doesn't mean I'm a flip flopper. It just means that I'm trying to understand, but I do want to succeed. I want to better myself, and I do want to live a more fulfilling life. Um, the third thing that may come up is, you can't fix this issue, that there are unsolvable problems. And the response to that is, there's really no such thing as an unsolvable problem. And this is truly scientific. In the quantum bubble, we create our own problems. And the minute that we create, it's sort of like an atom. So you have an atom, you have inside it, you have the nucleus, and inside the nucleus, you have the neutron and proton. And then you have the electrons sort of buzzing around in this field. And the idea is that in the quantum state, you have, the true state is neutrality. So that's the neutron. And it's big enough to produce protons and produce the electrons. And so that's what happens, is in each moment, you have the ability to create these scenarios, but because they're polarized, they're still connected. So the polarity is the deception that things are totally separate and in their own worlds. They're not in their own worlds. They're fully still connected. So the neutron will pump out a proton and an electron, and a positive and a negative, a problem and a solution. So you always have, no matter what happens in your life, you may be looking at a situation in your life where it just seems unsurmountable, overwhelming, no way out, and it may be extraordinarily frustrating. There's always a way out. You created the problem. You also created the solution. So your statement can be, there is no such thing as an unsolvable problem. As I said, in my quantum bubble, I created the problem along with the solution. And I know that when I stay calm, when I ground myself with the central sun, with the earth, when I get into my heart center, I can find that solution. Fourth thing is, you are a loser, you don't matter. And your statement to that is, I am a critical part of all of creation. Creation is not complete without me. God doesn't make any mistakes. I am enough. I belong. I matter. And the next one is, people are crazy and dangerous. And yeah, people have lost their divine path temporarily. That's what this ego playground is about, is to play in this. But they still have the spark of divine within them. They're still worthy. And so that in that one of the last videos I made, divine forgiveness is really about looking past their costume and really just having compassion for them when they're struggling and sending them love and always looking for the good in them and uplifting them. And so it doesn't mean you have to actually say anything to them. Even if you're just out in a store walking around, just being in their proximity while you're buzzing on this higher frequency of love and light, when you pass by somebody, sometimes they'll get that buzz. Natalie and I were at a food court yesterday at Park Meadows Mall, and this guy just came in and just sat down right with us, and it was so funny. And he just started talking to us, and he was from Alaska, and he was just we were having some conversations about hockey and some other stuff, but out of the blue, he asked if I was a pastor. And I've never been asked that before. And so I had mentioned that I had, taught some spirituality. So we talked a little bit about that, but it was just one of those things where people will be attracted to you. And then last night we went to a place to watch a Fleetwood Mac tribute band, and another guy came up and was just talking to us. So and we were just totally buzzing. We were just feeling really good. And I think people are just really thirsty for that. Even though they're like putting out their claws, they're looking angry and all this kind of stuff. People need love. They're thirsty. They want the water. They want the love. They want encouragement. So that's what our job as light workers is not to convert them, just to send love, because love is truly the only thing that heals. Anyway, that's it for today. Be well. I love you all. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.